Hey guys, welcome. We are back with some extra content for y'all. Me and Taija just had a little chat about empathy, emotional resilience, boundaries, and random shit. So yeah, get involved. I feel like it's been it's been since January. I feel like it's been an up and down, isn't it? Because we found successes and we found good things to be proud of. And yes, that is great, isn't it? Yeah. Like, show gratitude always.
Yes.
But because it's been in such a... it's been during this period, which is like tower. It's like, are you going to break down or are you going to break through?
Yeah.
Are you going to use the scarcity to... well, not even use the scarcity, but is the scarcity going to influence you in a way that's distracting or procrastinating or a bit like, just a bit scary, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like because there's been so much fear-mongering, it's been like, ah! But also, loads of people have found comfort in their own routine.
Yeah.
So, like, that is so, like,
yeah, I feel like,
well.
I don't know, I feel like I'm the type of person that, like, stresses and overthinks at all of the points, and then when something chaotic and like really like bad happens, I'm always the calm one in the situation.
Yeah.
So if there's like an accident or an emergency, everyone's always like, Taija, you do so well, and I'm like, I think it's because I spend all the other time overthinking. And then it gets to this, and I was talking to a lady from Track and Trace the other day. She was just on the phone to me. Don't worry, I don't have COVID. It was just about managing where I work and stuff like that, just to inform them. And she was there like, I just love how calm you sound about the whole pandemic. And I was like, I guess that's just my approach to it at this point. So
I mean, if you aren't calm, then you can't accept. Can you?
Yeah.
Because if you're like...
I think, if you're chaotic within the chaos, it's just a big ball.
It's just so messy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I can't remember the quote exactly, but it was talking about if you ask for good things and you think that will bring you peace, that's not the case. It's more like you have peace and then you are able to accept and receive the good things. Yeah. And I think I'm really like sort of relearning that. Are you into astrology?
I do. I would like to say I am. I was speaking to a girl recently that led me to believe I don't know as much about astrology as I would like to think.
No fair.
But I am very, very much interested in it. Yes.
It's interesting. Like I know what you mean. I do my own like research, but I've got so many people like around me, whether that's like Tom from episode 4 or like my housemates, and I've got another friend called Claudia who's like really into it. But I brought it up to talk about this thing called Mars in Aries retrograde? Yeah, I think that's it. So Mars is the planet of aggression, sex, and like sort of drive and anger, but loads of things. Okay. There's loads of things associated to this planet.
Yeah.
But because it's in Aries, it's home planet, but also Aries are opinionated. They initiate things. They take action. They're like the first of the zodiac cycle, so they come with full force, don't they?
Okay.
And this planet in Aries has been in retrograde, and this basically means that it's been reverting backwards until I think it's like November the something. But because of that, it's having an influence on our relationship with anger at the moment and our relationship with managing chaos. Well, that's how I've sort of interpreted it. And it's been really insightful because it's sort of over the past couple of weeks I've been reflecting on like how I've handled situations and how I'm how do I say this? How I handle situations, how I reflect on situations, but how I choose to respond to situations.
Do you think it's had like a positive or a negative impact?
Both. It's given me clarity, which I love, because when you have clarity, you can put something to rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it's bad.
At least
you're aware and you're like, oh shit, I wasn't bugging out.
And then you can do something about it.
Exactly, or you can choose to leave it.
Exactly.
And that's why I love clarity.
Something, so.
Exactly, clarity and transparency. Those are my big things.
Absolutely.
But also, it's made me quite... I don't want to say... Remorseful is not the right word. It's more like... I'm not even disappointed, but there's like this feeling there, this lingering that's a bit like, why didn't you act faster? Why didn't you sort of communicate or translate your feeling, I guess, with more promptly so that it doesn't follow you?
Right, okay. That you're saying that's what you kind of, the conclusion you kind of...
That's the conclusion that I came from Mars in this retrograde period.
I guess, but at the same time, I feel like everybody would have needed that time to kind of get to that like realization.
Clarity,
exactly.
awareness,
and had you kind of skipped all the steps that you needed to take to get there, it might not have been as effective.
True. That's again.
I mean, I'm a big believer of everything like
happens for a reason.
Yeah, so.
No, for sure. I think again, it's like trusting in the process. Like I think I'm quite an accepting person, but when I,
it's still annoying though. You're kind of like.
I'm like, the thing is, I don't know, I get irritated by loads of things. So because I get irritated by loads of things, I'm like, oh shit, I need to work with this on my own time. But then when, I guess I have to relearn the same lesson again, I'm like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's like,
shit on it.
know this by now.
Fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, why didn't you just say it then? Like, or why didn't you just ignore then? But I think it's weird how we sort of, as we grow, our sort of relationship with how we translate our emotions is portrayed.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I had to externalize... blah. Word vomit. I have to externalize everything.
Okay.
For, like, myself to find clarity, I guess.
Right.
It's a great thing because everybody knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But then also it means I don't have no fucking composure.
Yeah.
I
guess, and then if you're like going through something and it's like externalizing, you're like, oh, I wish maybe everyone didn't know like everything that I was.
But then also it saves me so much fucking time.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's
so
the biggest blessing. Like I see people struggling on these streets, struggling because they're like, I wish I did this, I was like, they know from the first look. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm good. Do you know what I mean?
See, that's the thing. It's like I feel like with me, I'm very like internal until the point where I'm like, fuck now, and then I'm just like external after that. So it's like I won't always like verbalize, for example, how I'm feeling about something, and then I will hit a wall with it, and I'll be like, well, me, trying to hint at this, trying to hint at that, it's not working. Let me just speak my mind. And I feel like generally after I speak my mind or like kind of action what needs to happen, may be a good or bad result, but I'll always have clarity afterwards.
Yeah.
And so I feel like
I get you.
Yeah.
It's weird that because I feel like I'm more the person who like, because I talk so much, I only want to talk when I need to.
Yeah.
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 But then also, if I could choose not to absorb the feelings of the external, then I wouldn't care. I'll just be focusing on my own shit. And that's what my sort of like that's, to me, that's what my 2020s have been about. I really want to practice that. Like, I really want to practice strengthening the connection of putting my attention on things more, or think the things that I care about.
Okay.
Because when you mind your business like that, honey, you're flourishing.
Yeah.
And I see
agree.
those people and I'm like, wow, look at them.
Yeah.
I would be like that. And literally, look how mad that sounds. It's like, I want to be so focused in self. I want to be so distracted with my own shit that nothing phases me.
I think that's the thing.
And that's what I'm learning in my 2020s. Putting myself first, but in the healthiest way.
Love that. Yeah. No, I love that. I absolutely love that. I feel like that's so important. I think for me as well, I'm very much a person who, if I'm around people that I love and that I like, I'll become very absorbed in their life and what they're doing. And I love it. And I'm like, oh, how can I help you and support you in this? And then I neglect myself and then I get angry. I've neglected myself and it's like, no one asked me to do that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Is it just you in your body? Is it just you in your mind? Of course.
So, exactly. It's like, no one asked you to do that, Taija. So I think for me this year, I mean, quarantine definitely helped because quarantine's a very solitary area of life. But I think that is what my 2020 has been about. It's very much just self and going within myself. And I've literally seen like the goals that I visualized like come to life, and I've literally hit like almost every single achievement that I set. And I hit them all by like August. So I'm
so proud of you.
Thank you.
Would you mind sharing one goal if you like to?
Yeah, of course. So well, there was a few. So I wanted to get a new job. So I got that in February, and then I wanted to get a new phone. I got that in March, and then lockdown happened, so it kind of
like stalled your goals.
Stalled my goals, but I wanted to move into a new apartment. So just after lockdown, I managed to. I had the money to do it like in March, but just
then
after.
Look at you save now.
Exactly.
Look at you
save the funds, and then like
amazing.
Artistically, there's this. I don't know if you've ever heard of Spotlight. It's for like acting and stuff like that.
Yes.
I wanted to get a Spotlight for a very long time. I managed to get that just after quarantine, and then I got like an agent.
Sister!
I think everything just
amazing.
Because I was focusing on nobody else but myself.
Exactly.
And I think it's exactly what you said.
That's what I want to do. I want to be so obsessed with self in a healthy way. Not like obsessed like, oh my God, I'm amazing. But, well, I mean, I am amazing. What am I on about?
But this is what you're very amazing.
But I want to be so involved and so captured with my projects, my health, my career, my family, my love for self, that like anything external from this vessel that I am is okay.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
That.
And like it's weird how like I'm slow. I'm doing wrong. It's a slow lesson that you're learning.
Yeah.
But also how I'm having to, I guess, recalibrate to different experiences, different people, different others, because they're shocked by it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, honey, like you know me. You know how rude I was. This is new.
Yeah.
This like I'm trying to be cute.
No, be yourself. I
mean, I am being myself, but
you're cute anyway.
But do you know what I mean? Oh, I love how you said be yourself, because again, I need to remember to be myself. But I guess in relation to Mars and Aries retrograde, mouthful, no, learning your relationship with anger, or like channeling. I think when I say anger, I want to talk about boundaries to that, because the thing is with me, it's like, oh, I say yes and no all the time. Yes, I like something. No, I like something. Yes, I like that. No, you can't do this. I say yes or no all the time.
I love people like you, because I know what, like,
you know where
I know where I stand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, because I do that with a quickness and a bluntness, as I grow up and I want to be more involved with self, I want to sort of use language that also reflects that.
Okay.
Sometimes when, as I've learned with this podcast, you can only speak with what you have. And because sometimes, let's say, I might criticize myself with what I have, even though I shouldn't, but let's say if like I knew that I could say it, I would have different words to explain how I feel. It would be translated differently.
Right.
That sounded really, really messy. Sorry.
I kind of got you.
Let me try and break it down a little bit. Right. So, this planet in retrograde has told us to change our relationship with anger.
Yes.
Right? Or to make us realize to be ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
And we need to explain things with what we have to limit the anger we make feel for things.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, anger is completely fine. Anger is an emotion.
Yeah,
we can use it for so many things. But
Yeah.
when anger is so linked to irritability, especially heightened with socialness, it's sort of harder to sort of see. It's harder to differentiate like what I'm actually angry for.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it gets lost in...
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, if I'm sick here, right, and all I give is my cup runneth over, all I give is my excess, then I'm chilling.
Yes.
Because I got my goals, I'm good.
Yes,
I'm
for
good.
sure.
I'm alright. You know?
Yeah.
And like, I guess like that's what I'm learning. I wanted to talk about language because it's like, we all want to explain what we have, but I think that also comes with a little frustration, because if we don't have the words to explain what we have, we're like pent up.
Yeah.
And if I only say yes or no, and people are like, why are you only saying yes or no, explain, like now I have to go dig for someone else about why this did this. But honey, maybe I don't want to relive it with you.
Yeah,
maybe just leave you at the no.
Yeah.
So I'm again I want to be so involved with me. So involved with me that anything else external to me is like,
Yeah, because I feel like, would you say you're an empath?
This word is popping up recently. This word is popping up recently. And the thing is, I thought I used to be right. But then also, it's weird. Like, I do, to a degree, I think so, because I have an emotional range, or like an empathetic range, which makes me understand other people's feelings quite well. But also it comes with frustration because I because it's, for me, like, I'm trying to learn how to, like, not empathize as much with others, because why am I feeling their pain? I need to feel my pain. I can't just displace that.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with you.
And I think, again, you learn that as you get older, but it's very tricky because it's like, oh, I'm learning it with a colleague, I'm learning it with a friend, I'm learning with
someone that you care about, but at the same time, it's
I need to care about me more. I need to care about me more, and that's not selfish.
That's something literally that I've been thinking about so much this year, because empath, whatever, you know,
whatever you want to call yourself, because it's like, it's weird, like, I feel like I want to research it more before I call myself one.
Yeah, that's fair play. That's the thing, because I feel like the boundaries of what an empath is can be a
different
bit
to someone else.
But the generalised term of empath, I believe
you say it. I
would
Google it.
Go for it. But I feel like it's not always served me very well, because for sure, I can always, relate to other people. I can understand where they're coming from. So that makes it easy for me to connect with them, easy for me to try and help them out. But then once again, I feel like with doing that, I then neglect, like, my own feelings sometimes and, like, my own stance on a situation. And I don't always think that's the healthiest thing. I get so absorbed in other people's energies and, like, something that they're feeling for their day. And then I'll go home and I'll be like, oh, I feel so stressed, or I feel so sad. And I'll be like, why? Like, nothing, my day went great, so what's the problem?
Exactly. And I think because it's sort of, you need to have a resilience or a boundary in a different way, but it's like a spiritual boundary. It's like, I cannot absorb this spirit because it's conflicting with mine and it's putting me down.
Yes, exactly.
And I need to choose myself more, whether it's literally moving, not talking about something,
because at the end of the day, generally,
I have to sit with myself.
Literally, I have to sit with myself, and other people's actions are generally about them and their self, and usually it's not really about you.
It's never about you.
And so if you take yourself outside of the equation, it's just kind of like, you know what, I care about this person, I love this person, but I'm just going to allow them to have their space and feel how they feel. Just because they feel like that doesn't mean that I feel like that.
Exactly. So, like, it's something that I'm really, really learning I guess as 2020 goes on.
Yeah.
But I also think we should probably take it to the first segment.
Yeah.
Just chatting away.
For like 20 minutes.
Empath, like, maybe we'll come back to it if it's relatable in the representation episode.